Hello there, everybody. Welcome to my final match of season 68, playing Fircoal. As I said in the previous video, we're going to need a pretty lopsided result in our favor to have a chance at surviving, but we'll do our best here. We do have Peddler Seaway, which is pretty crazy if you can get there. There's not a lot else that is going on here. Can potentially do courtier apprentice legionary stuff. Might need a gatekeeper in your deck just to make that work as far as draw. Otherwise, draw is pretty tough. Crashing probably is pretty slow. We'll see how it goes. There are some nice draws you can get. Certainly possible to run away with the Peddler split. Yeah, I think this is pretty good. I couldn't do it. But I do like this idea quite a bit. Do not get to play the T-Mog here. Okay. We'll live with it anyway. This is unfortunate. Guess I'll just buy. You would really like to Seaway Peddler. This hand is not going to work for that. I mean, it could do it. I could like do T-Mog silver into courtyard and have it work. Is possible. I don't know that it's worth it. On the other hand, the next one could miss it too. We also could just whiff a copper. Would be bad. Other than that, it's pretty nice. Obviously, we would have loved to have the silver there. Fircoal is a lot cleaner than me and still getting to do the Seaway Peddler in a similar time frame. I'm probably gonna lose pretty bad here. They also may not do the Peddler. Sort of have to do this, fortunately. What's the other buy from? Oh, Avanto itself. Yeah, that's gonna not work. I guess I could have seawayed the saunas. Yeah, I'm just completely dead in the water already, aren't I? We had some kind of unfortunate draws with the T-Mog for sure. I'll just resign. I don't know that even if I had to sauna, I don't think. Right. Not a good start, but make of it what we can. Torture attack, not necessarily a huge deal here. Though it's, you know, not nothing. Hopefully we hit 4. That'll make a big difference. But if we don't, we don't. Could have gone with like gallery or something. We'll be able to get their swap here. I would like to kill these cards, but I don't sure the is good. Can just get a pawn. I mean, I guess I get the Craftsman. If I want to swap it, we swap it. Like, not a big deal. We're way more likely to want to play the Craftsman as the thing than to... You can regain Chapel quite easily if you need to trash curses later. It's just not a big deal. Still have one more draw we can use. I mean, this can be anything. I don't feel like they're overdrawing super well here, but or gain and playing maybe is what I mean, but Really, you just take them and trash. Like, I'm gonna gain another. Or I'm gonna gain a chapel at some point. Ooh. Probably want to end with the carpenters emptied. I can. Just to make maybe make it slightly more awkward for them to do this. Don't know if this is a pile issue. It very well could be. Obviously, I could have scored a duchy or something. Carpenter loan was probably a little greedy. We'll see. Whoops, sorry, Bang. Thing is that lowering the carpenters, if you have overdraw, lowering the carpenters wasn't really, that wasn't really a problem anyway. necessarily. They may have. I don't know where the carpenter count is exactly. Guess I can check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 4. Galleria may let them do the curses. I did not think about Galleria. That's going to surely let them do the curses. I wonder if I could have piled. I don't know. There's a lot of tortures. Yeah, that's no great. Not great. No great. It's not great. I'm going to assume this works. They have the silvers, right? Maybe just 1 silver. All their money. Don't quite have province. So they will have to gain a silver or a pawn to buy province. I don't think if you take... I mean, you can do it via, like, maybe craftsman 2 duchies also, potentially. So again, you're running up against how many gains do you have? Some level. I don't know if the swap, just like swapping through is easier than guess that doesn't necessarily gain you anything or net you what you need to net. I don't know. You need a coin, it's kind of tough. I also don't have to necessarily take this next curse. I think we'll probably draw through enough anyway. Like, I could do it 1 discard. Now, Fircoal may attack me more than once. So... hard to say, but... I wouldn't be surprised if there was a win. I wouldn't be surprised if Fircoal fails to get there. Just... maybe it's really easy, but I don't know. You have to have the actions in deck, right? You can't just... if you're swapping out carpenters for tortures, then those are carpenters that are in the pile at the end of your turn. You're also not even up to the curses having the buys for the curses either. You'd assume you could get there, but not necessarily that you will. Automatically. I don't know, there's some carpenters unplayed. There are 4 carpenters that are not in my deck, so 2 of them have been played. One is in the supply, and one is Fircoal's hand, I suppose. Could be the last card also, you know. So this is indicating not going for it. Guess I just discard here. Didn't I say that we're gonna draw 12 of these cards? So you don't necessarily have to come back around here. So this is all of the swaps, right? There's one. I go to 4. There's one carpenter play. All of the swaps have been played. So what's the hand? It's like 2 curses, copper, copper, silver, farm hands, whatever. So if they take, they have $7, I think. They take, I think I can take this, right? They took 4 curses, they'd be at -6. I think I can take. Unless I've miscounted something. I think I just blow through and do swaps. I may need a Galleria. Maybe do Craftsman for things. You don't need to gain. There should be a win. Whether I'll find it. Yikes. We have 6 gains from Carpenter, plus 7 from Craftsman, and then swap changes, which may not be a thing, but I guess that's the other question, is if we just want to do the swaps. It's interesting if they're willing to go down to nothing. I could play for another turn. Like if you're starting from just torture, that's not necessarily that great. Okay, so we do trash. I just want to make sure we're not iffing on something easy, but I think this is all fine. I think we can do estate carpenter, farm hands to torturer. That gives us, we trash the 4 curses. That gives us 0. We'll have 4 buys. Just be 3 estates province, so just score 3 points. We'll have trash 4 by, okay, I think it works. There was probably a little slack somewhere in there. But that was fine. You can do infirmary trail for village. First mate, I guess. This isn't a very good kingdom. It's okay. I don't know how to go about getting where I want to go. I think I want to wait to have a good infirmary. For the coppers. This is a good draw, especially if we find the flagship turn next turn. Okay, we don't. That's alright. Bit of a bummer. I think I pass here. They still did it. Still did it. Right. Could do it. I'm not going to. So I would love to kill some of the curses here. Or not curses. I would love to kill some of the coppers here. Don't know how many of these to play. There were 2 in there. There's still 1 left. All right. Love that for me. Oh, it was the flag. Right. I forgot the flag. I mean, that was fine. I didn't really have another thing to do necessarily. Silver is pretty well actively not useful, so we'll just pass on that. I should have trashed the copper. This cost me 2 coffers, which wasn't ideal, but where are the butchers? Let's peek a little bit further here. Man, this is Butcher First Mate, which is horrible. But we'll just have to live with it. Having to burn all those trails uselessly is, of course, infuriating, but just the way it goes. I don't want to unlock a 3 pile. I'm not gonna be able to 3 pile myself. Though obviously we're not miles away from it. You just aren't gonna have the drawn actions and the resources at that point, but I also don't. This first mate is kind of useless how it came out, but what can you do? It would be good to leave a couple flagships down. It's not gonna happen, but, or I mean, it can happen, but not the way. I guess the other risk is that maybe their hand sucks. The other risk is that they still have a lot of crud. That I open up a milling pile out is what I was gonna say. Their flagship game. There's no. Oh, there's pathfinding. Yeah, so pathfinding on Minstrel or Peddler is really good. Here. The open flagship cage, I guess. Let's buy. There's some. Or pathfinding on Crown also is quite good. Taskmaster's pretty bad here. Bishop, you know. There's some world. You can't really feed it, is the problem, but. Yeah, I think this is correct. This is not your favorite cage. Do you guys see with the cage? Oh no, there we are, face down. That's cool. It is secret. It's the old alms cage problem. I think you take festival. Yeah, that looks quite good. Much better than my draw. especially if you hit it this turn. That's gonna be probably an issue. This is maybe just Peddler Cage. I could have gone for a second flagship here, but this is what I opted to do. You could go festival cage. I do kind of like the second cage though. Whatever that happens to come with. So maybe festival cage. You don't have to go hog wild on the festivals. You can't really draw them to start, but this is unfortunate. If they had 3 cards they really wanted to set aside. Ooh, I don't think Sycophant, what is it? City State? I don't know it's worth it. Unless I'm missing something. I'm in a bit of a... I don't know about that one. Phase. But they're still super far ahead. I guess if you have 1 card left, then it doesn't hurt you to get the $3. This is like pathfinding double peddler, which is just brutal. Again, you don't have to do it, but I think it probably makes sense to do here. Depending on what the top card on my deck is, this could be put me back kind of in it. But I really sort of need to hit both the festival and the flagship. So there's like a 50-50 chance of it happening. Because if the first one's action, the minstrel play double will find the other one, but it does require the first one to be up. So Fircoal went with preserving the flagship by doing this. I do hit that. I feel like, and I could be wrong, they're thinner than me, so that makes some sense, but I feel like I need to go for the draw. Just even keep a turn that kind of has pace. And it may still fail. It depends a lot on where the yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't do that. It depends a lot on where the minstrel is. Because I had to blow the I mean, I didn't have to, but I chose to blow the flagship up. Yeah, so this is really awful. Or at least very bad. Because they're gonna probably get the rest of the peddlers here. Just gonna leave me in a really awful spot. The pace of festival into getting the second cage down is just, they just weren't comparable as far as that goes. And it's not like I just didn't have the hands to do it because I didn't have the $5 for the festival, and then the festival gives you the buy in the cage, and so it was just clean shuffles from Fircoal that I couldn't really compete with here, which is fine. I guess I could get a Sycophant. I feel like I want a platinum. I don't know, none of it's super pressing. I can still keep up with draw a little bit. I mean, I'll have 3 peddlers at least. And so it's not like it's nothing, but question is whether I want... Yeah, it's okay. It's still a game. Buys are really going to be an issue for me. That's exciting. I don't know what it's for, but it's exciting. I think this is probably pointless. Slightly. But I think they're far enough ahead it will work. I was gonna try and do... I guess I can crown a flag. Yep, actually. And still have, still have a little something. A little something left over. It's just impossible for me to believe that Rat's Bishop was better than 2 flagships. There's no world where I am convinced of that being better, but it's gonna win still. So, in some sense, that's all you need to all you can really ever ask of it is to win. I could believe one peddler does something because, or one bishop does something because it like lets you... I mean, maybe you can just win off of it too. That's possible. I just don't know what it's for. it's just, it'll win. I just don't think it really helped. What do you do, like triple crown? You could. It's just the joy of having the rats in your deck, I think, is probably the main appeal. Which is certainly quite appealing. Alright. I don't know how to do this such that we get the most money out of this. No, obviously I can't. I don't have to save a flagship back. Like, I just don't. I don't want to. There's obviously some risk involved in that, but still have a. We're gonna want to draw back around to that thing. So here's my idea. We can save it. We will have double colony. Whatever that's worth. We can save the... Oh, it's gonna replay off that anyway, isn't it? Well, we have double now. Yeah. I could have just used this on something. I mean, unless this gets us to like triple. 23, it does get us to triple colony. Maybe we just go for it and see if that makes it awkward for Fircoal in any way. Where presumably Fircoal just also triples, but and also I just dud. That was always fairly likely. But if Fircoal was going to be able to triple, it wasn't like double was going to save me. They do have a platinum, right? They crown the rats, which is at least a little bit insane. Hard to believe it was helpful. I guess if that's what's in your hand, you got to do it. Like if that was your hand, you're stuck. I wonder if I have threat. If I'm sitting, if I double and Fircoal goes to 3, I wonder if I have threat to catch. I mean, I probably would have. There's still another crown, right? So this is just gonna be triple. You get to double play a platinum and double play a, I don't know, maybe it's just a copper, but Fircoal does triple here, and I only have 23 points, and they have the same number. A colony left. I don't think it's in there. It would need to be like triple. More than triple province colony, and I don't think I was gonna output that. It could, unless I'm missing something, but this is a no village kingdom. pretty gross on the whole. Swamp Hag's probably okay. Don't know if Groom is better than just double silver. That would be the thing you would maybe consider on your 4. You could think about Mine because it's a way to score that isn't provinces. Other than that, everything is fairly gross here. It's hard to pass on your 6, right? I mean, what do we guess? We're just gonna play for Swamp Hag money, I guess. It's all a bit silly. If you had 7, you might take an expand. Yeah, you can march. I mean, it's not illegal. You have to ask yourself whether that is better. I mean, at some point, buying cards is probably pretty good. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, I didn't know that that just happened automatically. Okay, so now we're at 10. Does March give you, I guess I could march and expand a silver. I haven't shuffled, right? Yeah. It's too bad I don't have a market. I think farm is good. Let's do this before the shuffle. I don't know if it means anything, but what are we even doing out here? We play swamp packs to make people not want it, and then we just march, but then we just end up just marching when we have decent amounts of money. I take a market here, actually. Just because double march seems like it could be okay sometimes. For whatever it's worth. And Fircoal seems to agree. It does unlock a mitigated curse a little bit, though you're probably not, I mean, you could just for the point, I guess, but I don't think it's necessarily correct to do it. I'm gonna go ahead and buy a province. This is my long saying. I think province worth 8 with curse is probably okay. That's about all that you can reasonably expect the whatchamacalls to do, the defiled shrines. Okay. So this would be a double. I don't have a march. It would be a double curse. So it's not clear that it's worth it. But what else am I doing? Like for real. Fircoal probably in a little better spot. I don't know. It's hard to, I'm not tracking what's moved around all that well. So there is no for some reason I thought I had another swamp hag, but that's doesn't seem to be the case either. So I'm not sure about that expand at the end of the day. I maybe been better off just taking a duchy. I don't know if silver helps, to be honest. Maybe the other swamp hag's in the bottom here. Yeah. Not in love with that. We're not real likely to see the farm, so we probably just need the duchies. This is gross. I don't have anything in there to march. If I buy like groom or storeroom or whatever, it's really likely to just do nothing. Gross. 777. This was 6, but you know. 6 is like 7, but one fewer. They're like one another in that way. Yeah, this amount of points is going to be really tough to overcome. Unfortunately. Could play for what are we at now? Can score 9 here. That at least gives me some wacky threat. It would actually be a really good threat if I had one more card in my deck. Because then I think there's another market, and so I would have a plausible threat on expanding that market. And Fircoal just shuffled, so Fircoal doesn't have the marches. I wouldn't have the worst shot in the world at it. But Fircoal drew expanded the top anyway. I mean, Fircoal had a couple of them. Well, that's not good. I'm at this point, I think, mathematically eliminated from surviving. No better than 12 points for the season. So we'll see if we play in B next. I mean, we'll definitely demote. We'll see if we want to play or not. Not terribly proud of my play this season, but some of it's been okay. It's Island Folk? Wow. Yeah. This one may be brutal in some directions. There's no draw, but there is trashing. And there is, you can have 2 turns. You can play, if you're fully trashed, you can play 4 or 5 bridge trolls, which presumably is what you would like to do. And you do have to afford the bridge troll, which isn't necessarily trivial. I don't know if you go for a cage versus... And then the other question is whether you're just into the underlings right off the off rip, or if you want to be able to buy your... I mean, underling helps the cage out. So you're not necessarily in a rush to get this silver. Though if you hit the 5, of course, with the silver and get a cage play, you're in a really good position. So, you know, it's reasonable to do. Of course, and if you're the first one bridge trolling, then you have... I don't really like bobble that much. Again, we're getting the 3 copper cage. Well, okay. Yeah, this is tough. If your opponent just rolls the 5, and then we'll see what the cage does. If it's all 4, if the bobble is there. Yeah, so if the bobble bottom decked and you get 5 and you're doing a triple estate cage, it may not have been triple estate, but it was at least 2. I don't think they set it. You could have... I mean, if you had a bobble, you might have set it aside. It's not impossible. But this is going to make it really hard for me even to buy a bridge troll. In all reality. I guess Island Folk helps with that a little bit because you can remove the token and still take your turn. That's not nothing. We'll see. If they don't have a bridge troll this turn, then I have a shot on the following turn. If I do like a asceticism. It's just all a bit of a bummer. I have a shot anyway. I think asceticism doesn't guarantee it, but it gets kind of close. So it wasn't the bot. So they do have an estate still in deck. They are going to get to Island Folk right now. Unfortunately. Maybe Island Folk asceticism. I don't know what's in hand. I draw the underling here. This looks a lot different, or a fair bit different, but I didn't. Looks a lot better. This will probably just be another asceticism from me. Bridge troll doesn't help with that, but just what it is. I certainly need another underlane, but I don't know that I'm gonna get there in time. Yeah, you can just go with cage there to finish your cleanup. That's not unreasonable either. You do sort of have to save enough to be able to keep buying bridge trolls. Maybe you're okay already. This may be too much. They may have to undo this. I just wonder if they have the cash to hit it by another bridge troll. You do have to be able to do that. So if this is, they have a bauble and a copper left over, that's ice 3 vagrants. I guess it's just why not. So you don't hit it though if your opponent ever leaves you under attack. I guess the good thing about this particular way of it going down is I am going to be able to play a bridge troll before their next turn again. They did still have 3 coppers, okay. Well then they're fine. I may still whiff on the bridge troll also, unfortunately. Yeah, this sucks. This really sucks. This looks so much different if you swap one of these cards for the bridge troll. It's like not it's just very different. Because it gets me to underlean plus whatever. Which means the next turn can do a yeah, I don't know. I don't attack them. I almost have to take underlane and hope we draw them. But it's just a fool's errand. We're gonna end with 11 this season, which is last season I just survived via a luck at the end, but we didn't have a big turnaround this match. This is not really functional. I wonder if they'll take asceticism just to trash or not. You don't have to. I would just imagine at some point it's worth a little bit to remove those coppers. It's hard though. You don't have money, so you get more underlanes at some point. Those are kind of overkill, but we did get lucky here. This was lucky. I can't deny that. Fortunate in any case. So if this work though. I need to save. Yeah, unfortunately, I just have to save it all. You would like, again, you would like to trash a couple, but it's just not safe. So they're going to use the mining villages to do their trashing. Makes sense? At least some trashing. No, they're not. I take it back. At some point, this is kind of pointless. You're not really putting all these bridge trolls in play if you have 4 stop cards, but now you get the asceticism. Not a pile out. Very good, but it's not a pile out. You didn't even draw them all. The coppers are still waiting. Yeah. This is pretty low, actually. It's not low enough for me to win, but if they have they have 5 of them, they're probably fine. They can probably do whatever they want. I'm not getting to 6. Even if I buy the bridge trolls, I'm not getting up to the... I don't even have a mining village, do I? No, I do have one. It would still be shy a buy, and I would need a mining village anyway. It just does. It's just short. I mean, you could get a ball. I could get a ball prey. That doesn't actually net anything. Yeah, I have to play for dud, but I don't really know what that's gonna. They're gonna get their island. They're getting 2 turns no matter what. I can get 2 turns, but they're not pile out. Capable. I can't even buy 3 bridge trolls. Like, that's just not. It's not possible. I don't even think I'll be able to buy 2. None of it is connected to reality. In any way. I guess I play for a dud, but I don't know what that really looks like meaningfully. I guess this does unlock bridge troll mining village, maybe. No, again, there's just not money for it. Also, you know what? You would have to draw your mining village instead of these bad draws this game. We had actually, I think Fircoal out. I'll say Fircoal outplayed me for sure on the Swamp Hag one. Maybe a little bit on the Sauna one, though. Again, it's just like, but the rest of it has just been like one person gets out way ahead. I don't know. I kind of liked some of what I did on that Carpenter one, though. I don't know. Again, that I would point to anything Fircoal necessarily did and say that, oh, that was wrong. That doesn't seem correct to me. To call it that. We're just, I was gonna say, we're just not even gonna find the bridge roll. So this is all terrible. Don't really understand what my angle, what I think my angle is. Some kind of hope of dudding, but what that would be, I couldn't tell you. I don't even have enough to like double province, not double province, province double mining village. Like it's just all super fake. Unfortunately. Obviously, this will let Fircoal pile out. Like, I mean, this was too much, but it was going to happen across the turns anyway. Like, what? There's no. This wasn't a real game at that point. Just wasn't. All right. Well, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this season. Wish I could have played a little better, but there were some good games in there. So we'll see if we're back for the next season. But in any case, congratulations for calling this match. I think J Nails is kind of leading this one. Not totally sure on the standings, but anyway, take care. See you later.